Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be fishing on the River Wear for brown trout, our first session for trout of the 2026 season. Hopefully we can manage to whittle a couple out. Conditions are really good. The river's at a nice height, it's at 0.4, which is about summer levels. It's bright, there's lots of fly life starting to hatch off the water. Spring's definitely here. So fingers crossed we can get amongst the fish. I'll just quickly give you a run through the setup that I'm going to be using today. So today I am using the usual 11-foot 2-weight Loomis Nymph Special. Really like the 2-weight, especially for trout. In the colder weather when we're chucking bigger flies for the grayling, we'll go up onto the 3-weight rod, but I prefer the 2-weight rod in these conditions. Click drag reel. And to that, on that, loaded up on that, it's loaded up with backing to a check leader, to which I've attached about 6 to 7 foot of full and mill duo colour fluorocarbon, Cider fluorocarbon, to which I've attached to that about 6 foot of 4 pound. I'm not sure what that is in tippet size because I still operate in pounds, not X4, X6 or whatever it is. I couldn't tell you what size tippets they are. I operate in pounds. This is 4 pound breaking strain. On the damage end, we've got an olive beaded, olive bodied CDC hackled nymph, and on the dropper about 1.5 foot above we'll have a little bland primrose coloured perdigon, like cream coloured perdigon. So now that we've ran through the setup of what we're going to be using today, we're going to give you a look at the water. I'm going to make my way down the first pool and see if we can get a couple of nice trout out. We're fishing on Bishop Auckland Angling Club's water today. It's a really good club. We have 17 miles of absolutely fantastic water for trout and grayling fishing. There's no waiting list, it's just a case of going on FishPal, following the process, and anyone can join either on a season ticket or on a day ticket. I'm not quite sure off the top of my head the price of the day tickets, but I know a season ticket will cost you £190 for the full season, and that is for 17 Mile River. Absolute bargain. So we're not going to mess around anymore. I'm looking at the water behind us and it looks absolutely fantastic, so we're going to jump on and see if we can get a few fish out. We're going to start off on this nice fast run. I think the trout will have moved up into this faster water hopefully. Although it was cold overnight, it went down, well, a little bit of frost this morning. It's absolutely glorious now, it's like a summer's day. The river's in sort of summer state. It's running at about 0.4, which is about the state it runs in the summer, so it's absolutely crystal clear. So we've scaled all the gear down. We've got a CDC coloured olive nymph on the point and a I'll just quickly show you before we start, just a little size 18 bronze headed perdigon, a pale perdigon on the dropper. We're just going to start working our way through some of this fast water and see if the fish have moved up yet. So we'll just have a quiet little wade out with a couple of flicks. Let's see if we can have anything out. I've just come off my club water further down. Been having a cast for salmon. I managed a nice big kelp a couple of days ago, and there was trout rising everywhere there. I've just had a little take there, too busy talking. There was trout rising everywhere there. There was olives hatching off everywhere. And I thought I'm going to get this next stretch, and I haven't got my dry fly rod, but it doesn't seem to be anything hatching off here, so hopefully the fish are still feeding subsurface. I'm not sure if they would take, so I had a couple of little stops on the sight indicator there. I was too busy talking, so I don't know if they were fish or if we were just bumping the bottom. Like I say, it is quite shallow today. I've got a 3mm bead on the point and a little 2.3 on the dropper, I think it is. Don't want too much weight today. I've got a feeling the fish are going to be feeding a little bit higher in the water column. But here's the odd olive coming off. Nothing spectacular like where I've just been on the other club water. Same river but much further down. Oh, something's just flashed at the flies there. I've just seen something flash at them.
The trout were really active on the stretch where I've just come off. They were going crazy. Switched on to the olivers because there was a big olive hatch a few days ago and they weren't really bothering them, and they've obviously switched on to them now. I'm just going to keep back here because this is a nice little run in front of us. The water is crystal clear, absolutely crystal clear. That's why I went for a couple of drab looking flies rather than anything bright. Let's just try out in that fast, in that main bit of drag there, because I think the fish will have moved up. This little spell of warm water, like, even though it's cold overnight, it's warmed up again now. It's about 10-12 degrees, maybe a little bit more. Hopefully we're going to have a couple of trout out. Grayling are obviously out of season now. Just making sure I can feel them flies bumping bottom. There's some olives hatching off here. There's one right on my legs. Just nowhere near. Those in the swarms where I've just come from. Swarms on them. I was thinking, why didn't I bring my dry fly rod? I normally just have it in the back of the car just in case. Oh, that was a fish. That was a fish. Too busy yabbering again. So it's going to be a little case of working out where the fish are. With it being warm and bright and sunny, are they going to be still sitting in the deeper water, or have they moved into this faster water? Again, I would have had my bung rod with us if for searching out if I hadn't been salmon fishing already. There's only so many rods I can carry about us. Alright, we'll have a little bit more depth here. We're in about 2.5 foot of water, which is ideal. There's still plenty of flow on the water. Let's say ideally I would have liked to have my bung rod for searching out. Just quickly running down and searching this deeper water with a bung. But unfortunately I haven't, so I'm going to have to do it the hard way. Try and find some fish. Oh, that's a good fish. That's a nice one. What is this? Ooh, what is this? I think it's a trout. I think it is. Whatever it is, it's fighting hard. It's got to be a trout. Feels like a fairly decent fish, whatever it is. Oh, it's a big grayling. Oh, what a shame they're out of season. It's a cracking grayling by the looks of things. Unfortunately out of season, so we'll get it in as quickly as possible. I always say this, grayling are pound for pound the hardest fighting fish. For the size of them, they absolutely go like demons. It looks like a nice one too. I'm hoping it stays on, just so we can have a quick look at it. Oh, it's a really nice fish. It's a cracking fish. Typical, now that they're out of season. Oh, it's a really nice one. Come on, mate, we'll quickly get you on hook, get you here. Oh, it doesn't even fit me net. That's a lovely grayling. Absolutely clunker. Right, mate, let's just get that fly out. Let's just have a quick little look at you before we send you on your way, because you're a beauty. Oh. Just have to calm down a second in the water before. Grayling are always a nightmare to handle. Looks like someone's had a go at this. Got a bit of a split on its gill plate. Look at that for a grayling. What a shame they're out of season. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. Let's get them back. We're just having a mosey on down to the next pool that I fancy. Gonna try some of the faster water. See if the trout have moved into it and feeding more yet. I didn't really want to hang about there too long. It is a really good spot for drilling. That I can see fish rising all over down here. I don't have my dry fly rod, and that's infuriating. But as I was saying, that's normally a really good pool for grayling. So I just jumped out. I didn't want to keep pricking them. That was a really nice fish that I had as well. Really nice. But obviously they're out of season and spawning, so just let them be, and we'll go and try and search out some trout. So here we are, the next little run that I want to try. This ranges from fast bubbly water to a nice deep pool at the back end of the run. So try and get this knot out from all my line. There we go, it's out. I think it might be worth just trying this fast flowing water. At the head of the pool, you never know. It is getting to that sort of temperature when the fish will start to move into this fast water. Although, like I say, it was cold this morning. Make sure that camera angle's okay so you're getting to see what's going on. So no fly changes yet. We're stuck with a little olive CDC hackled nymph in the Perdigon. That grayling fancies them, so if we can get in front of any trout, I think they'll fancy it just as equally as much. This is usually a really super productive pool for trout and grayling, and whenever I've fished it this season, although the conditions haven't been great, I haven't really caught anything here. It's a little bit worrying as I've been seeing so many goosanders and cormorants and otters as well, a lot of otters last season. It's a little bit worrying that the stocks might have been decimated a little bit. Like I say, it is still early, so there's fish rising behind us in the slack water. Look like grayling the way they're sipping at the surface. Oh, there's a fish. Oh, it's come off. It's come off. That felt like a good fish as well. That felt like a nice fish. Let's just concentrate on this little area. It does start to drop away and get deeper here, so it was where I was expecting to start finding fish. No. I felt like a good fish that as well. I felt trouty as well, the way it was fighting. There's another go. Just hoping it's not a shoulder grayling again. More like where you would expect to find fish in this type of weather. Thinking there could have been grayling because there was 2 or 3 that I missed there. First one was a nice one. Check that my flies are clean. That fish has gone shooting off, it's probably spooked the rest of them. Try and put a little bit of life into the flies as they come through, see if we can tempt anything that I've had a go before. Backtrack a little bit and then move down a few yards and try again. That's a shame we didn't land that fish because it felt nice. It's very loose on the feet here, so just got to tread carefully. Time to let that sighter sink a little bit here. It's a little bit deeper than I anticipated today. I think we're now yet as far as we can go. We are, which is a shame because it's normally around the back of these trees where I pick out the big trout. Sometimes just jigging them in the current can entice a take as well. I've got plenty of nice pools to go out and come back and fish this one again because that was a fairly decent fish. I'm pretty sure it was a trout as well. back to the position where I was getting the takes, and I know that because there's a yellow or something, some kind of sign or cone on the bottom. So we'll just tread gently here, see if we can convince them fish to have another go, and so I don't fall over. Maybe we could have just done with a slightly heavier fly here. It's almost at the end of the swing before the flies feel like they're touching down. Try and put it a little bit further upstream. Could just be a solitary trout, although I did have a few knocks afterwards as well. There we go, there's a fish. Now I've got a feeling it's a little pot of grayling. This is a tiny little grayling, I think. That's a bloody minnow. Is it a minnow or a trout or salmon bar? Oh, it's actually a tiny little salmon bar with a beautiful little fish. Right, so now that I know that, which I don't really want to be bothering either, but it is obviously barbelled hooks, and what a tiny beautiful little fish. Probably this season salmon par. You go and get fat, son, and I'll catch you in a few years. Right, so there could be that there's a few little fish holding down the back of this pipe or whatever it is in the water. That one took the perdigon on the dropper. First one was a lot bigger, lot bigger. I'm leaning now towards the possibility that it could have been a trout. It felt like a trout, but it was hooked, so I don't think it's going to take again. But is there another one here? That's the question. And is it worth me moving across? Oh, there's another fish. That's a better one. Oh, it's come off. Now I'm starting to think that the fish could be in the faster water at the heads of the pools. Let's just have a few good casts through here and make sure. I couldn't see if that was a trout or a grayling. But they've both took the dropper, which is obviously a bit higher in the water column. Oh. Oh, now was that? Oh, that was something tasty, mind. Now I don't know what that was, but that was something a lot bigger. A lot bigger. I have had some big chub out this stretch. That was something a lot bigger. I've had a really nice chub, 6-7 pound out this stretch. Just wonder if that was something like that. A bit too late for Celts. But that was something a lot bigger. There are said goosanders landing on the river behind us. I know they all have to eat, but there's the numbers of them this season I've seen so far. Absolutely crazy. With no natural predators as such, they're going to do some damage. try there's fish right in the head of the pool, just as I was saying. I'm just going to try at the head just to see if they have moved up. The temperature's going up. I think this is a trout. Just going to keep it out of the way because we don't want to spook the rest of the... Is it a trout or is it another grayling? Fish was right in the head of the... Oh, it's a trout. Nice little trout as well. We'll net this one so we can have a look at it. Right in the head of the pool. I was just going to say it. Oh, come right past it. There we go. Nice little trout. Our first one of this 2026 season. I'll just pop that fly out. Get rid of those. We'll have a little look at them. There we are. Lovely little river weir brown trout. Absolutely stunning. Right, so I've decided to come down to the back of this pool and I'm going to fish it up over. I'll try so not to spook the fish if I can find them. And in recent weeks when it's been a lot colder, they have been at the back of this water. But now I'm not expecting to hit until I get up to the top, to be honest. But I'm going to fish it all the way. I've got plenty of time, so bottom is quite nice here. I can feel the flies trundling. We have a stick trout, as I like to call them. See where a nice fast run comes down in the middle of this pool out towards the far side. Like I say, and recent, well not so recent because we haven't had the conditions to fish for grayling much over the winter. Then obviously grayling season's finished now, we're in trout season. But I was catching nice big grayling at the back of this run, but I'm just going to quickly work my way up it because I think the trout will be in the faster water at the head of the pool, to be honest. I'm just going to start working my way through the head of this pool now. I'm not going into the really shallow water. I think they'll be sitting in this heavy flow. It's only there is a 1.5 feet deep here. I think they'll be a little bit further over, but I want to work up the outside first and go to the head of the pool, and then I'll trundle my way back down. Fish. There we go. Oh, it's a nice trout. Nice trout. I have had a few out of this stretch. I think this one's worthy of a net as well. Just move back away from the swim. Don't want to be oh, it's a lovely trout. I don't want to be spooking on it inside. I think he's took the dropper. This one took the turtle on. Nice fish. Let's take that fly out. Now what? Straight out. There we are, another beautiful little river weir trout, lovely red colours on his tail there, absolutely stunning. Let's have a quick picture of this one, I think. There we go, absolutely stunning river weir trout. So, alright, about where the trout were going to be located. Let's see if we can pick a couple more off now. Hopefully I got that one out to swim quick enough without stirring it up too much. That was a fish. Took on the dangle. It feels like a nice one as well. Oh, I think this could be a grayling though. I think it could be a grayling. A lot of head banging and no jumping. Let's took the point fly. Yeah, it is a grayling. Unfortunately, we can't help what takes over flies. Looks like a reasonably nice grayling as well. It's definitely not small. Yep. There we go. Again, there's some damage to this fish. I wonder if that's from to the tail of the fish. I wonder if it's from spawning. Let's just have a look. Just give it a little look. There we go. You can see some damage to his tail. I presume it's off spawning. Nice fish though. Let's get him back. Alright, as thought. As first thought of that would be nice if we're hooting anything at the back of this run. It might be a grail, and sure enough it was. But I have had big trout and chub back here as well, so I'll have a few more casts. If we hit another grail, I'll move. Right, so I'm not going to lie, this is the pool that I've been really looking forward to fishing. Just where we've been, if I can do it without getting a hole in my waders off the brambles that are starting to grow. Just where the trout have been lying, the ones that we've caught so far. We've got this lovely area of bubbly water, fast flowing water. When the weather's like this, when it's starting to get hot, this is where I'm going to come looking for trout, because there's loads more oxygen in the water, and any food morsels that are getting washed in from the pool above, the trout are going to be scrapping about and picking up in here. Also the grayling, later in the season, when the grayling are back in season, excellent bit of grayling water as well. As you can see, we've got loads of boulders, loads of little places where the fish can just lie behind and pick off the food as it drifts past. So I'm going to start just very carefully, not wading out too far, just fishing in front of us and just seeing if there's anything lying in the shallow water. The water does drop off just about at the end of my rod there. It drops down to about 3.5 foot. So if there's nothing in this fast glidey water here, I'll bet my bottom dollar that we'll pick something up in that water to my left. But having said that, I've probably just jinxed it and I probably won't catch anything. It's normally the case, but let's have a go and see. Start having a couple of flicks now. You can expect to get snagged up a little bit in here, even though I haven't got the heaviest flies on. We maybe could have done with a slightly heavier fly. It is snaggy, and it's sometimes hard to tell if it's fish or snags, but the trout and the grayling do lie in here as the water warms up. I'm not sure if it's warm enough yet, but the trout that I have found so far have been in the heads of the pool, so fingers crossed we can have a couple out. A couple more out of this pool anyway. There we go. Ah, it's come off. Ah, that was a nice sized fish as well. Got a feel it was a grayling. It was a nice sized fish. Again, I've had some really stonking big trout out of this bit of water. had one last year that I still can't say if it was a sea trout or a trout. That was a snag. Just check them flies, make sure they're okay. Yeah. Just gonna work my way down the pool, and then I think I'll go fish the next pool, and then I'll come back and do this one again with a heavier fly. I haven't really felt the need to change flies all day, so I've been steadily picking fish off. But in this circumstances, we're gonna need a, maybe it's not a bomb fly, but something with about, maybe it's 5mm tungsten just to get down with the flow of the water. Oh, there's a fish. Oh, feels like a nice fish as well. Oh, is it a trout or is it a grayling? There's a lot of head banging going on. It's got to be a grayling. Yeah, it is a grayling. I thought I could feel the head banging. I get you unhooked in a way. I thought it might have been into a nice sized trout, but took the perdig on that one. 2 seconds, mate, and I'll get you away. Grayling have to be the most awkward fish to handle in the world. Let's just get that fly out, mate, and we'll get you away. Not going to have any slack to play with. Oh, the fly's now in my finger. There you go, just show you the stamp of the fish on the river weir, nice sized grayling. So we'll just get this one released. Yeah, right, another one. Feels like a trout. Starting about like a trout. Is it a trout? Yeah, it is a trout. That's another one. Nice little fish too. Yay. 2 seconds, mate, we'll get you unhooked and we'll put you on your way. Took the olive dropper, the olive point fly. Get them flies away. I'll let you have a look at the fish. There we go, lovely little riverway trout, absolutely stunning. Could even be a salmon part, silver and up, I'm not sure, but we'll get it back away. So I guess it's just a searchy type day, and we'll have picked fish up. I think we've had 4 grayling and 4 trout now. Oh, that was another one. I think that's what I've had. Not really. Haven't really been keeping count. I think we've got 4 grayling and 3 trout. Dropped a couple as well, so that's not a bad day out. It's not a bad day out at all. 7, 8 fish. I think 6, 7, 8 fish. A few lost. You can't really grumble those sort of numbers. And I have had a couple of takes on the way down there as well. This shallower water, so let's see what this produces. Whoa, there's something tasty again. I have hooted into a couple of decent fish today. If they're trout or grayling, the really big ones, I've got a feeling they could be chub. I've got a feeling that they might be chub. I have had a few, quite a few. On salmon flies as well, believe it or not. The biggest one I had came on a salmon fly, on a black tube fly. But it does feel like a similar sort of take to what you get from a chub, just a Oh, that was a super quick little take. I wasn't even fast enough for that one. Got a little bit of weed on the dropper knot. Oh, there's some trout rising further down, right in the middle of that fast glidey water. I've just seen two of them taking stuff off the surface. No, no nymphing, but at least that's giving us a rough idea as to where the fish are. Just making a mental note, so when I get down there and slow things down. Roughly, just aiming up off a tree on the bankside, roughly where it was. Could have been a fish. Too busy looking at where I'm going. Oh, that was a fish. That was a fish, and it felt like a trout as well. Just keeping an eye to my left, which I shouldn't be. I should be watching my strike indicator to see if those fish come out the water again. Again, precisely where I thought it would be from past experience. Where the water just starts to slacken off and get a little bit deeper. There's the one just practically right at the end of my line. You probably caught that on the camera. Only problem being is they're taking stuff off the top, and I am nymphing, but I can try and keep them up a little bit further in the water. Nope. It's had a tap at it. It's had a go at it. Let's try again. Obviously a lot more difficult trying to keep your flies up off the bottom in the middle of the water column. It's just had another little go. Hasn't stuck, unfortunately. This is where the bung will come in handy. There's another one that's had a go at it. Just hoping something can hook itself, really. Was a little bit further down where I've seen the slightly bigger fish. They feel like really small trout, but they are definitely trout plucking at us. I've obviously spooked them. I could drop down to some little, I don't know what I've got with us. Like I say, I've just started refilling my boxes, and I literally grabbed the few 16s and 18s that I had tied up and made my way out for a couple of hours salmon fishing, with the idea that if there was nothing happening I could drop onto the trout, but I haven't got a full armoury with us. Excuses. A trout can take them little barbless flies and spit them so quick before your hands got time to register with your sight on the indicator. Grailing as well, masters of the art, spitting the flies before you even have time to set the hook. Those trout know I'm here because they were rising like mad before. They're not stupid. As quiet as I've tried to be, once one or two gets pricked, and it is a gravelly bottom, so it's only so quiet you can walk. Piece of water is a bit of water for the bung, I'm not going to lie, or dry fly. There's not much pace on the water, and with the bung you can set the depth to keep the flies fishing maybe just a foot below the surface. And if the trout are looking up, which they are, taking these olives, and the bung in those circumstances can definitely outfish the Euro nymph. I should have added a third fly higher up the leader. That's what I should have done in hindsight. However, I've steadily been catching fish, so it's only just in the last half an hour that the fish have looked like they're taking flies off the top. The pool does start to shallow out now towards the back, but again I've had some really nice trout out the shallow water at the back of it in the warmer months. I think we'll walk down and fish the one last run that I want to fish, and then it's a nice deep fast run, and then we'll call it a day. I think it's been a good day.
Unfortunately, when we got down to the last pool, there was somebody already fishing in it. So I was going to jump back into a couple of pools that were already fished on the way down, but I've had a few fish. We've had 7 or 8 fish, I think. I've lost count, but I'm just going to leave it there for today. It's a good start. I didn't expect to catch any trout today. It was still really cold this morning. There was a really hard frost. I wasn't sure if we were going to manage to get any or not. The weather got glorious as the day went on. Sun came out, flies started to hatch, and didn't have a dry fly rod unfortunately, but we did manage to pick some up on the nymph and rod, as well as some grayling that we were trying to avoid, obviously, with them spawning and being out of season. But you can't help what fish take your flies, so we quickly got those released. We did have 2 or 3 reasonable sized trout, nothing to shout home about, but as the weather picks up and the insect life starts to pick up and hatch off more, I'm sure we'll pick out some of the bigger fish. So until next time, tight lines in.